All right, family. We got the Tracer 9 GT back intact from the trip. Nice little road trip, 7-hour trip. Kind of zoom in and check out some of the things that the Tracer 9 GT picked up on the road. 7 hours of straight back road, country, highway, Georgia, Alabama, country highway roads. So after a long trip like that, one of the first things on my mind is checking over the bike, checking over the bolts. The bike does a lot of rattling when you're riding, so it's good to check over the bike, make sure the bolts are still intact. On 6th Gear Mechanical University, we like to show the details, so maybe somebody else that has a bike out there can learn and pass that knowledge on. Take a look at the chain here. It's not in the worst condition, but after a long trip like that, I think they say about after like 500 miles or something like that. I'm not sure what the manual says, but I'm typically cleaning the chain off every 300 miles. And I know we just did that recently. You can examine the wheels, see how they're looking. So we got to get this bad boy together. And that is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to talk you through it on how I clean my bike. Maybe I can give you some tips, and maybe you can give me some tips. Stay tuned. All right, first order of business always is to take care of this chain. So what I like to do is spray this cleaner on here and let it sit on there for about 5 minutes before I scrub it and wash it off. The key is to get right in between where the chain connects. You don't need a lot, but make sure it's ventilated wherever you at, because this stuff is strong. You do not want to sniff it in. We're gonna let that sit on there for about 5 minutes, then come back, scrub him off. All right, so what we're doing is getting deep into this chain. We want to get inside of here, inside of the O-rings. We want to get a good scrub on in there, but we don't want to scrub too hard because we don't want to damage the O-rings. Good, let him. Also, another thing you don't want to forget is these sprockets back here. Give them a spin. Try to get off what you can get off. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is wrench this bad boy off. Wrench this off. You can just see how that grime is just coming right up off. Turn it to a new color chain. You see a whole different color chain. I'm gonna zoom in on this bad boy and kind of look at the difference now. Real simple. Real simple to clean that chain. Every 300 miles, maybe 400 miles. Get that bad boy done. All right, now that we got that chain cleaned off, next order of business is to get the bike cleaned off. Got a lot of grime on the front. Whole bunch of bugs splashed on that highway. So we're gonna make sure we pay that extra close attention. Make sure you get them wheels. Do not get any water inside of the tail, inside of the exhaust pipe. Make sure you get up under here. We're gonna get this bad boy rejuvenated. Back on the road. Like it's brand new. Next thing, get this boy soaked up, man. Real easy stuff right here, y'all. Probably fast forward through this. We're gonna actually start with the windshield. Let that soak in. If you put the wax on here, it should be easier to clean. That's the whole purpose of waxing a bike. It's so that next time you wash it or rinse it off, that dirt just gonna come right off. That's one of the player's tips. I'm saying. All right, so the main key is to get these top areas before you get down to the tires. Because the tire area is gonna have all the crud, and you don't wanna take the crud from down by the tires back up to the bike on the paint. It's a little harder to get that off. Make sure you get the mirrors on both sides. Them bugs are sticking there good. So if you got to, go over them tight spots twice. Then come through, get the header squared away. On both sides. A lot of people don't take care of the headers. Somebody asked me, how do I take care of the headers? I'm gonna show you guys in this video. It's up to you to watch the video and get the tips out. Cause I just can't make no video about headers. All right, so now that that's done, we can move on to the tires. On to the wheels. Get both them wheels, front and back. A lot of guys clean the bike, but the wheels don't be looking clean. When you're getting on the scene, you gotta have the bike and the wheels clean, like Listerine. Exercises like these help you bond with the bike, man. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody else wash your bike. You wash your shit. That's what grown men do. Teaching you clowns how to be men. All right, now let's rinse this puppy off. All right, come on, boat. Get it, puppy? For those of you who don't know, Boat is my dog. The American Bulldog you probably see in the background. 75 pounds. American Bulldog, real deal. Purebred, not one of them dogs you pick up at the gas station. No disrespect to the dogs from the gas station. Dude. All right, next order of business is drying this bad boy off. To dry it off, we're gonna use one of these. They call it a chamois or something like that. Chamois. We're gonna use this, dry this bad boy off, man. Real easy. Sweat it up. Get it rinsed off first. This way you don't gotta use towels. I know y'all probably hip to this method, but I'll leave something in the description for it. Real easy, just like this. All right, so this is real easy, man. We just drying this bad boy off. Simple process. Dry a little bit, rinse a little bit. Dry a bit, rinse a bit, right? All right, family, now that we got the bike dry, it's time to lube the chain up. Somebody recommended this to me right here. This is a wax-based chain lubricant. Never tried this one before. I used to use Maxima, but wasn't getting good results. It was leaving the chain rusty. So I'm gonna try this one out. I suggest you try out different ones and find which one that you like. But we're gonna go ahead and put this lubricant on here before we wax the bike and stuff like that. More importantly, because when you put chain lube on it, you wanna let the bike sit for at least like an hour or two before riding it to keep the chain lube flying all over the bike. All right, now make sure you put something down like some cardboard before you spray this lubricant on, or you'll have lubricant all on the floor and the tire slip on that bad boy. So the key when lubing the chain is you wanna get the O-rings lubricated. So you wanna spray right in between there. Not on the outside, right in between there. Shake this bad boy up and get him lubed up. So I got one more, and then I got you.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down and hug.
There you go. Now you lubed up.
Be quiet.
Real easy. All right, we got this bad boy dried off, but it is not complete. We're gonna lay some wax down on this bad boy McCoy and make sure he's elite. We can see all the bugs are off. We got the chain waxed and lubed up. Put us in a game like Cooper Cup. We're ready to roll, baby. All right, so we got the bike already cleaned up. Now it's time to get the bike polished up. What I'm using right here is Meguiar's cleaner wax. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to this where you can get it, but this is just a basic wax, you know, Karate Kid Danielson, wax on, wax off. We're gonna put a coat on here and that's it. Typically the reason for the wax, like I said, when I first started washing the bike, is to make sure that the other dirt that comes on the bike releases off of it easier. So when you got a coat of wax on there, it'll do that. We want this to be smooth all the way around the bike. The only parts that we have to wax right here is the plastic parts and stuff like that. All the vinyl, you can leave that alone. All right, what we do is grab us one of these applicator pads right here, shake this bad boy up, and then we're just gonna put us a nice little amount on here. Just like that. All right. And then what I like to do is start with this part right here, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna start with this piece of the fairing. Now, typically what I'll do is one piece of the fairing at a time, and then I'll let the wax sit on here and dry for about, you know, maybe 20 minutes. We put this motion here and just get it applied on there for now. You don't need a thick coat, just a little thin coat. Because we wash the bike often, we don't need to have a thick coat on there. And then we'll move on. It's real easy, y'all. This is real easy. To the carbon fiber here. Put a coat on there. Real easy. Look at that. Now it's got it's cloudy appearance to it. That's when you know you got a nice amount of wax on there. Then we move on to this piece right here on the top. This is real easy to do. Anybody could do this. And the results that you get, the way the paint shines after you apply a coat of wax on here, is just amazing. The way that towel feels going across that surface is absolutely amazing. Once you do it once, you'll always wax your bike. You won't feel like you really did a complete job until you do wax it. So now we can get this front portion. This is one of the most important pieces because this is where all your bugs and stuff is gonna come on, right? So putting that wax on this windshield or this windscreen enables you to be able to just spray a little bit of water on here if you got some bugs and then wipe the bugs off easy. If you've ever had that issue to where it's kind of difficult to, we'll do this. It's kind of difficult to get the bugs off your windshield after a ride. It's probably because you didn't wax it. Put some wax on that bad boy next time and then it'll come off a lot easier. So we're gonna do the rest of the bike, but this is just the intro of what I'm doing to wax and why I wax the bike. All right, family. We have waxed the bike. Now it is time to make sure our cables are lubricated properly. First one we're gonna start with is the clutch cable. So right here, we'll give it a little spray. Get the lube up in there on that side. Now this here is the other side of the clutch cable. So we're gonna get a spray in here, but before we do that, we're gonna bring this little towel down just to grab any extra residue that may come off of there. So right here, give it a nice little spray. That cable in there. We do this after every wash. Anytime the bike gets wet, you want to do that. Make sure your cables are operating smoothly. All right, now, what we have here is a silicone lubricant. What we use this for is for our throttle, all right? Now, some of you might be riding older bikes or you might be riding newer bikes that weren't taken care of properly and this throttle doesn't move freely. This right here could help you out. But to prevent that from happening, after you wash the bike or after you take a ride in the rain or something like that, just give it a little spray of the silicone right in between here. A little spray. I didn't want to get that on the bike, but it's all good. All right. Twist this bad boy all the way around. Let it come back. Let that get up in there and then wipe off any excess that may be surrounding that throttle tube. So just like that. All right, family. So we got the bike fully waxed. If you can tell, it is looking pretty foggy on the paint right now. This is how you know you got that wax on there. We got it everywhere too, family. We even got it on the exhaust pipe. We got it on the tires. Not the tires, we got it on the wheels. Make sure you don't get it on the tires. But we do have a coat. You can really see it right here. Check this out. See that? Kind of give you a preview of what it's gonna look like when we remove that wax. But we do have a coat on here. I'm gonna let this bad boy rest. Let that wax dry in there. Say for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna come wax it off. All right, now I had somebody ask me, how do I keep the headers looking clean, especially on this bike? I've seen a lot of people that have this bike and their headers are just looking crazy. And these are not new headers. I've put, thousands of miles on these headers right here, but I'm gonna show you how I keep them clean. Basically what I do is use this WD-40, spray it onto a shop towel, wipe it onto the headers and onto the mid pipe and the link pipe and all of that. And I just give it a good shine on there. And basically what that does is it cleans and it also It cleans and it also shines the headers. I need another thing of this. Use get the last of it out here. All right. So once you get some on a towel like that, come in here, you can really get into it. Get deep up in there and give them a good, a good wipe. That's some WD-40 on these bad boys. Keep them looking good. Keep them shined up, man. One thing about it, don't matter how good you clean the bike, it's the small details that people notice or that pop out, especially in pictures. And one of the details of these bikes and naked bikes, for that matter, is keeping the pipes looking clean, man. This is how you do it. Don't just wash the bike. Get the header squared away. We'll go to the other side. Get on this side here. Now that we got the header squared away, we can move back and get the mid pipe and the back part of the exhaust pipe squared away. Leave no piece of steel or titanium, if that's what you have, untouched. We even do the tip here. Had that bad boy looking good for a long time. Get inside that exhaust. Get some of that crud out of there. Yeah, it's a lot of crud in here. Long trip. Show you what that looks like. Look at that. That's why you gotta clean it, people. Gotta have it clean. Can't be riding around looking like a clown. All right, family, we are back outside in the garage. Moving on to the last step. This is the last step right here. And after this, you're free to ride. Basically, what we're gonna do is get this wax up off the bike, all right? Now we're gonna start from the same panel where we started from and work our way around. But to kind of give you guys a little sneak peek of what it looks like. Actually, let me bring you in so you can really see it. So on something like a piece right here, we can wipe this wax off and you can see the difference. Look at that. Wiping that wax off, getting to that clean, clear, and under control, you know what I'm saying? Carbon fiber. Just like that. Look at the shine on that. There we go. Look at the shine on that. Fully shined up. Camera don't know what to focus on. All right, now I'll show you another example before we wipe off the rest of the bike. Right here on the windscreen. See how it is now? Now watch how it looks when we get done wiping this wax off. Look at that. Look at that. Gotta get a, see that? Getting it clean. Getting it clean all the way around. Get every speck of wax off. So we're gonna wax this bad boy off and then we ready to rock and roll. All right, family. The deed is done. The job is complete. Let's zoom in on this bad boy and see what we've accomplished. We have fully detailed this bike, washed and waxed, coat beaming off the sun. 2022 Yamaha Tracer 9 GT. Let's look at these tires. Crisp and clean. Crisp and clean all throughout the bike. We also cleaned and lubricated the drive chain, ladies and gentlemen. This bad boy is ready to rock and roll. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up today's episode. You don't got to be the fastest. You don't got to be the best rider out there. But keep that bike clean. It's your boy 6, and I'm gone. Peace.